Every dollar is...
Ladies and gentlemen, we have... Sorry to interrupt. We have a very special guest.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
no.
Wait.
Wednesday, we are getting drunk. I can play guitar, that's alright. We're getting drunk tonight.
No second verse, no chorus.
We'll work.
Excellent.
We'll work.
Hi all, welcome to our very first Red Wine Wednesday stream on Twitch. Hello. Oh, look at that. Oh shit. Hi, Tori. Gamer Freak. Hello. Good. Nice to see the chat is nice and big enough.
Awesome.
There we go.
How
Alrighty.
cool is that thing
Yeah,
that we have
figured
now?
out all the cool widgety shit to do. So like there's our I can't point. There's our band name. There's
That thing?
that thing.
Oh, that hurt.
That thing. Chat window. And our very special guest down. Can't point. Down there.
Am I pointing the right way?
Yes.
I am. Right.
Yes.
There he is.
So welcome everyone to this week's Red Wine Wednesday, season 2 of Red Wine Wednesday. We are your hosts tonight, Jerry.
My name's Mishka, and I can't play guitar.
We are in Casa Noctem Studios, my home studio, Sydney, where
My second home.
your second home, where we connect with our fans, drink wine, talk smack, create this cool online community, hang out with you guys. So this week, we are joined, our first guest for season 2 is Lachlan Neate, or if you know him well, you can call him Lachlan Neate.
Ooh.
Oh, it sounds exotic. He is an exotic, beautiful human.
That's a tasty
Lachlan Neate, lead singer of Valhalla. Please say hello, Lachlan.
Ooh, hi. Hey, how you all going?
Yeah.
Yay,
We
Lachlan.
have liftoff. This is
Woohoo.
exciting.
There's
How you
10.
doing? G'day, everyone. Thank you for having me.
No, lovely to have you, man. I don't think we could have found a better first guest, especially one that's wearing our shirt.
Yeah, we
No,
have to say you
not
do.
on this cheap at least, yeah.
You have to say
Sounds
we.
good. It's a comfy shirt. If you don't have one, head to CARMERIA's web store and go pick one up.
Look,
It's comfy.
that's a good.
Oh, wow,
time.
there
Look
it
at that.
is.
Look at that. Oh, there it was. So there was our merch store above. Hello, Cookie Monster. Caitlin and Kayla are in the stream. Really good to see you guys. How exciting. So, Lachlan, what are you drinking tonight?
What am I drinking? Well, I'm so glad you asked, Jerry, my love. This is the stupendous Shiraz from the wonderful folks over at, can we see that? There we go, get a little
There we go.
roll on there. The elephant in the room, stupendous Shiraz, and I can confirm it is in fact quite stupendous. It's a nice little, mid-range bottle of wine just for some easy drinking throughout the week if you're sometimes alcoholic, and yeah, it's a good time.
Hey, I'm sold. I actually want a bottle now.
I can't
It's got some
say.
lovely fruity notes. It's quite, it's got like, it covers all aspects of the palate. It's got like a nice kind of plum thing through it. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm definitely going to grab a bottle. As long as it's the same price as my favorite, which is Bowler's Run Shiraz.
Fuck's sake.
For a tasty $3.19 from your local Dan Murphy's. Go get
Or
it.
$3 if you buy it in a crate of 6. Woo!
That's where...
I can't
We've
say.
all been there.
I can't say I'm a big Shiraz guy though. So kudos to you for being able to drink full enough bodied wine. I cannot get past the dryness of Shiraz personally.
Yeah, well, nor can I normally, which is why this bottle for me is, it's especially chosen for tonight. We're doing this new thing. We're branching out. It's good.
This is true.
This
Well,
is my go-to Shiraz as a non-Shiraz drinker. So there you go. That's an
The
endorsement.
big guns.
there we go. Well, to complement your elephant in the room, we have old fart unicorn.
Old fat.
Oh,
Is it old?
whoops, fat. Old fat. Clearly, I can read. I haven't even drunken one yet. Old fat unicorn. So that's exciting.
Kayla's still on her tea.
Kayla's still drinking her tea.
Yeah, as
exciting. Yep. So
Is it
this
fruity
one.
tea, Caleb? That's
So-
the question.
This one. A fine wine with a pizzazz. Now, I've never heard the word pizzazz before. Mishka.
It's pronounced piss ass.
Okay, oh, I said it wrong. So, a wine with the piss ass of a unicorn, but the serious expression of a rhino. It will charge your palate with a surprising blend of luscious red berries and bold fruit flavors, dazzling not just to the eye, but to every sense.
I can
So,
really.
sorry, you're reading my Tinder bio now. That's not the label.
Oh,
You charge the palate, do you?
I charge live, mate.
Damn, you got a lot of piss ass.
that's what everyone needs, a good amount of piss ass. Okay.
Hey, if I drink enough of this wine, I'm gonna end up with.
with piss ass.
At the end of this, we haven't even started drinking yet. This is literally gonna be the
You guys
first
need to
sip.
catch up. Come on.
Alright,
Alright, cheers. So,
Happy season 2.
happy season 2.
Happy season 2. Thank you again for having me. Congrats.
Oh, that's so nice. Damn, that's so light. I like it.
I'd say,
I'm a huge fan, Jerry.
I need a second.
It needs to breathe a
Get
bit.
the schnoz right into it.
Yeah,
Got to
yeah.
put it in a decanter.
Oh, Jerry, whiff it.
It does smell good.
Just huff it like glue.
Just huff it.
No-
Okay. Alrighty. Oh, fuck. Move
My
your...
super casual, like over the shoulder pour. It's good.
Yeah, I love it.
Turning off stage.
Wonderful.
Yeah, cool.
Alright, so, well, for those that aren't familiar with your gracious self, so tell us a little bit about yourself. So, okay, so you're the lead singer of... Well, how would you summarize your band? Folk metal? How would you classify your band?
Yeah.
And the style that you do?
Yeah, no, good question. It's one that we ask ourselves all the time, actually, because I guess, I don't know, at risk of being a complete wanker, we don't really try and kind of box ourselves into one particular thing. I guess we just write songs that we want to write. But I guess, you know, to the everyday metal listener, you'd argue we were a folk metal band because we have an amazing whistle player in the form of Sophie Grace Willis. And, yeah, essentially imagine like a metalcore band, but like that got lost at a Riverdance show, and somehow you open the door and you're in Middle Earth. As I lay dying in Middle Earth. There you go. If that makes sense.
That's a good elevator pitch.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That's a
there you
good.
go.
That's something that we used to get taught at TAFE when I did music at TAFE, is that the best way to summarize your band is as if you imagine you get stuck in an elevator with say someone with a random, and they ask you what kind of music you do, and you have the time it takes to get from one level to another level to summarize your music. So I really like that. As I lay dying in Middle Earth.
In Middle Earth.
That's brilliant. How good is that?
I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. Like, I know every single song of everything they've ever released, but just like, if I was going to describe their sound, that's probably what I would say as well.
Yeah. Because I've seen you guys live a few times now, and like when people ask me, you know, when I was like when I was plugging the tour that we were gonna do prior, you know, pre-COVID, I always just said folk metal just to keep it nice and simple. But then, to me, I know what folk metal sounds like, because I know what. But then to other people, they'd be like, they'd still look at me like, huh? So then I'd be like, how do I debunk folk metal like further, you know? So now I'm going to use that. I'm going to say, so as I lay dying, or if someone even still goes, I can say, okay, imagine hardcore in Middle Earth.
What if they don't know Middle Earth?
Well, yeah, two types of people.
Breakdowns in a forest.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, two types of people in this
It's
world.
like
people that know who
Middle Earth, and that's the end of your sentence. It's like if elves played heavy metal. That's the easiest way I'd be able to describe it.
Yeah.
Oh, if elves. I definitely heard Elvis, and I was like, my hips are quite big.
Run for the money.
Yeah, great.
The whole rhythm section was the purple guy. Let's rock.
Blue suede shoes. Anyway.
Wow. Fucking wow.
That's gonna hurt tomorrow.
Yeah, this is why
You need to drink more. That's the secret to vocal longevity, kid.
this is why I don't do death metal vocals. All right, so How
Alright.
long? Oh, thanks, Mish. So how long have you been a singer for? Or, well, even broadly, how long have you been doing music for? And can you tell us how you first started, so whether that was singing or if it wasn't on an instrument prior?
Yeah, for sure. I'm very fortunate to be one of those kids who grew up in, an incredibly supportive family and who have always historically been very supportive of all my crazy ideas of, hey, mum, one day I want to be a musician. And so I started learning the piano, was my first instrument, as I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate to, when I was 3, 4, around there.
Nice.
Just to kind of, as you do, get your ear around stuff and learn to read dots and all that kind of thing. And then I was like, this is fun, but I want to play jazz. So then I picked up the saxophone and then the drums and a bunch of other things along the way. And then started singing lessons when I was about 10 or 11, because I had seen my Aussie rock icon, John English, if y'all are familiar with him. He is, God to me, rest in peace, buddy. As the Pirate King in a production of Pirates of Penzance back in the good old days, and I was like, I want to be that guy when I grow up. I want to run around on stage with long hair and chest hair and tight purple pants and knee-high boots and swing a sword around. And so now we have Valhalla, which is kind of that.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
So, point being, manifest your reality, kids, and anything is possible.
Wow.
So yeah, I've been lucky enough to kind of just pick up a bunch of instruments and experiences along the way. I studied music at uni and all throughout high school. Did a musical theatre degree, keeping in line with the Pirates of Penzance thing. And really worked on my singing. And then Valhalla came along, and we've been doing the As I Lay Dying in Middle Earth thing ever since. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Did you have any professional vocal training, or are you more self-taught?
Yeah, so I've had a couple of amazing singing teachers throughout, basically since school, really, learning from opera singers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, kind of going into the more musical theatre side of that as I got a bit older and whatnot. And then in terms of the metal, kind of the screaming side of it, just learning as much as I can from, other vocalists, and YouTube as an amazing resource, and just finding, I guess, what was kind of comfortable for me. And I guess, because I've been in a couple of bands, throughout high school and whatnot, as you do, to just figure out what you're doing. And I think for finding Anthony and finding what he was writing and the Valhalla kind of sound was the first time that as like a screaming vocalist, it kind of felt comfortable, and it's not like a strain, I guess, because it was the first time I wasn't trying to sound like, Corey Taylor or Matt Heafy or anything. It was the first time I was trying to sound like Lockie, if that, again, doesn't sound wanky. So yeah, long-winded answer to a very short question. Yes, I have had singing lessons.
No, but that's what I wanted to know. Like, I'm genuinely curious, because you can definitely hear that there is some musical theatre mixed with some operatic training.
Absolutely.
Fused together, and that's how you get your voice. That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's I don't know. I think with any instrument, I mean, you can obviously teach yourself so much, but especially with the voice, because it is, your body. If you can get some sort of guidance there, so you don't just do it for 20 years and then not be able to speak ever again. It's kind of handy to not blow out a part of your body. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Exactly.
makes sense. Hello to Neve. I noticed that we've got Neve, one of our regular viewers in here. Hi, Neve.
Neve says, bruh, this is more better than Instagram.
Yeah, apparently we're already smashing it compared to Instagram. So if anybody start that again. If anybody does have any further questions for Mish, Lockie, or myself, please throw them in the chat.
Right there.
Wait, box.
We're still getting used to this
there. Lachlan, point to your.
You're right.
That the other right. Yeah.
Right.
Post it in the chat.
It's right. Just a disembodied head floating around in space at my end. So I'm like, this is cool.
Can you go to the next?
Yeah. So
mental note for next week. I'm printing this shit out, so I'm not fucking.
Yeah, good idea.
That's all right.
I think you guys have a run sheet though. I'm very impressed. I've been a regular viewer of this show pretty much since day dot, and you're all over it. This is great.
Oh, this is the first time that I've actually seen a physical copy of the plan. It's just been bullshit 1, bullshit 2, bullshit 3.
I'd like to think we're organized. All right, so good. So you touched on this, but give us some of your biggest influences.
I suppose just, as a kid growing up to listening to what my parents listened to, the first band that springs to mind is the Beatles. Kind of starting there and getting an appreciation for rock music, I guess. My favourite band of all time is Deep Purple. So that's just a me personal thing, which is why I love you guys, because, you occasionally sneak in a Deep Purple cover and I'm just like, these guys are rad.
That was my first gig, actually. Deep Purple was the first concert I ever went to.
I've seen them twice or three times. Dad's been lucky enough to take me to quite a...
jealous, because they're one of the few... They're my favourite band and I've never seen them live.
Really?
That, crushes me a little bit. Just because I've always had stuff on whenever they've been in town. Sadly enough, not been able to move things around. I guess as a vocalist, weirdly enough, though, like, the thing that the guy, I should say, who kind of, I went, man, I want to sound like that guy because he sounds badass, is Chad Kroeger from Nickelback. As an impressionable, 8 or 9 year old. I think Silver Side Up was the first record I ever bought with my own money at a flea market for about $10. And I was just like, man, this is like what heavy music sounds like. I want to sound like I've smoked 50 cigarettes a day for my entire life and sound husky like this guy. He sounds cool. So that's kind of what I was aiming for, and learnt that that's not super duper healthy for your voice, and so I've kind of scaled it back from there.
Yeah,
if
right.
That answers your question.
Yeah, right.
Damn.
Just a bit of an aside question. So notice, like, on your Facebook, you've got a picture of you with a saxophone, correct?
Yes. Correct.
One of your most recent pictures is with you and a saxophone. So do you still do any corporate gigs with as a saxophonist, or like can you talk about that?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually in another originals band, which is a New Orleans gypsy jazz group called Slips and the FWs, and we in fact have our album launch this Sunday coming up. So I'm the sax player and backing vocalist in that. Fun fact, but yes, as you said, I do corporate gigs, both as a singer and occasionally as a saxophonist and whatever else player they need, really, depending on the gig.
And who are they called again?
That's Slips and the FWs. Our debut album, Sugoi, is available on Spotify right now.
Can you type that in the chat?
I will try. I might need you to spell it out.
Slips. Slips?
Slips.
Like slips?
Yeah, so like Slip Hazard with an S, so Slips. Like,
and
you see a banana and he slips over, and the F.W.S.
.W.
And the FWs.
No, what, you fuck.
F.W.
You fuck it. You fucked it.
Is it a dot after W?
That's what he said.
Slips and the F.W.S.
You're not listening. There we go.
Fixed it.
Very good.
Just a little. It's our first time.
I had a segue question to that. Oh, so speaking of gigs, so I was under the impression that we aren't allowed to gig. So what do you mean by album launch?
They're in Queensland.
Yeah,
but still.
Well, yeah,
it's better.
Different restrictions. I mean, I'm sure we'll probably get onto this a little bit further down the track. We actually had a Valhalla show recently. Basically, the legislation up here at the moment is that, if the venue is essentially big enough and has a safety kind of plan in place, you can do sit-down shows, which is cool. I mean, no mosh pits, or in the case of Slips, no jive dancing on the D floor, but you can have a limited capacity show if everyone's sat 1.5 meters apart or whatever. So we're lucky enough to have a show down the Gold Coast this weekend. So that's pretty cool.
And the Boldface Stag actually had one, because I'm friends with
Frankie's is doing it too.
Yeah, so because I saw one of the sound guys there, post a photo from his desk, and it had a whole bunch of chairs. So obviously that's impacted capacity of people in the venue, because let's just say originally you can fit 200 in venue. With social distancing, maybe now you can only fit like 70.
Yeah,
like it's.
I think it's 70 max for all large venues now.
Yeah, when you do the math of like social distancing and how many people you can like fit in, but still better than nothing at this stage.
It's great. It's just nice to have something to look forward to, I guess, because it has been a big old dry spell for everyone, obviously, for the past few months. I mean, we were meant to be on the road together back in April and doing all that kind of stuff. So
that broke my heart. I was so excited because we were 2 weeks out from touring, and we had one show. CARMERIA had its own show on the 18th of March, and then the day after we went into full lockdown. and everything was just thrown out the window.
That's right. We had that because we had a gig at Frankie's that we were it was exciting for us because we were gonna we essentially rehearsed our set that we're gonna be playing with you guys, and then next day full lockdown. So
damn. Nice,
and
man.
Kayla,
how are you guys holding up down there? Because it is very different up here than it is down there. I mean, we've just had a new outbreak up here, so everything's kind of getting a bit more intense again. So
no.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't keep up too much with updates. I only see what I see on Facebook. I try to check like being a teacher, we get school emails daily on like how it affects school.
Yeah.
So they're the emails I read daily on how it's affected schools. You may have seen the post that I shared on Facebook yesterday or the day before that I've been fuming about. All music programs have been cancelled statewide, and the theory behind it is that like woodwind instruments and brass instruments or whatever, and singing spreads COVID because you're projecting you're projecting your voice like
it's an airborne virus.
It's an airborne virus. Yeah. So using blowing into anything spreads the virus. So that was that. So that was canned, but we're heaps of music educators.
No, I'm just laughing because you said blowing.
So we're heaps of music.
It's a high class show, folks. Stay tuned.
So shut the fuck up. So where heaps of music educators have been blowing up about it. Is because because sport teams can continue. What people are arguing is that so all these kids can still attend like mixed grade sports activities, and their parents can go out to a pub and restaurants, but our kids can't just be in a small school ensemble. So a lot
of crazy.
So that was that. Kayla, who's one of our regular streamers, just commented a moment ago, Melbourne, it's 0. Melbourne is obviously like in full
zero capacity.
Like zero capacity of their venues because that's still in full restrictions. So that sucks.
It's weird though.
I mean, I live with two music teachers myself, obviously by way of Anthony and Sophie.
I didn't know Sophie was. I knew Anthony was a teacher because that's how him and I bonded so quickly. But I didn't know Sophie was one. Was one as well.
So Sophie's a woodwind teacher, so it's all this, and she's kind of been copying the brunt of that same thing of not being able to have orchestras and people blowing into stuff in the same room.
It sucks. I hate it when you can't blow into something in the same room as someone else.
It's my least favourite activity.
It's my favourite activity.
Yeah. Blowing into something.
Yeah. Like my keyboard, it's actually a melodica, just a really big one.
Really? It's a 4-octave melodica.
Essentially.
8, but yeah, I got big lungs.
I'm sure it's not just your lungs that are big.
Got a pretty big beard.
Speaking of big things, you keep going. I'm just gonna get them out.
Hello? Okay. So, how did you get involved with your current band? So, can you maybe talk about how Valhalla even formed? Because I don't even know this story.
Yeah,
I just kind of came across you guys one day when you to be honest, I was really late with getting into you guys. Your second last album was when I first noticed you guys, but then obviously I noticed that you had quite an extensive discography. So yeah, I'd love to hear a bit of the history behind you guys.
Yeah, sure. So Anthony and I met through a mutual friend back in 2012, somewhere around there. We're both like recent to uni. He was studying audio engineering. I was in a band at the time, rip off of Avenged Sevenfold. And and then basically, long story short, one of their assignments for uni was recording a band. So we were the band that got asked to come in and record the CP, and Anthony was working on this recording project with our mutual friend. And then he kind of was like, oh, I'm starting to write this stuff, and, I really like your voice. Like, come and listen to some MIDI files. And I was like, okay, sure, like, whatever. You seem like a pretty cool dude. Meanwhile, like, we're talking, if he's watching, love you, Jimmy, but our guitarist at the time, all for enthusiasm, but not much by way of technique and shredding and things, which, in a metal band is hard. So on one conveniently timed cigarette break for Jimmy, Anthony's just grabbed his guitar and gone, what key is this solo? And I'm like, oh, D minor, classic. And he's just nailed this solo in one take, having heard the song, like once before. I'm like, who are you? And so then, 10 minutes later, I'm lured into this thing to listen to some MIDI files, and he showed me what was the bare bones stuff of Valhalla at the time. I was like, holy fuck, like, what do you need? Do you need a singer? Do you need a drummer? Do you need a bass player? Do you need a roadie? And he's like, well, I'm the band at the moment, so what do you want to play? I was like, singer? And then so the band kind of formed.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very much like an Anthony writing project. So he had kind of all the material for the album essentially ready to go. And then it was just a process over about a year of recruiting musicians at the time who could commit the time to it and, were fun to hang out with. And then, several lineup changes and a couple of albums later, and here we are.
Do you remember the first song you ever recorded with Valhalla?
Yes. It would have been Across the Frozen Ocean, because it was the first one we ever released, and that's why it's kind of become like our gig closing staple song. I guess it's like our flagship kind of song. Yeah, and it was cool. It was the first time I think it was our first YouTube video. We filmed a little live intro to it at the mutual friend who introduced us' house, and in his sauna where we wrote most of the album and stuff like that. So we spent many nights shout out to Adam if he's watching. He's never missed a show, old Adam. And so he's kind of the glue that introduced all the original members of Valhalla as this one mutual friend, and who had a super vibey timber panel European house with a sauna attached to it. And we're like, man, if we're ever going to write a folk metal album, it's here. So yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
That's so cool. Cheers to Adam.
Yeah, fuck.
Cheers to Adam.
For helping to create one of the best Australian bands.
Cheers to Adam. Let's all send Adam sauna some love, because we were meant to go over the other day, and then coronavirus, and B, the sauna's broken. So one prayer for Adam's sauna.
I cry every time.
No, I like saunas.
I like Adam.
I like Adam's sauna.
Kayla hasn't left the house in 3 weeks.
Oh.
Why? Is it locked?
You're an idiot.
Just open the door.
Just open the door, Kayla. Just walk outside, Kayla. You're a dickhead.
I haven't had one.
Okay, here's a bit of a question. What is your personal philosophy about music?
Ooh.
Hey!
We have a new follower! Look at it. Look at me
I heard
dancing.
some sort of-
Look at me dancing. Look at me dancing.
Pointing everywhere. I'm just going to point generally upwards.
Thank you, Gabby, for following us. All right, take it away.
Personal philosophy for music. It's kind of a two-phase answer, if you'll indulge me. One is the best music is honest music that tells a story. And so honesty and it's such a wank answer, but yeah, just be honest. If you're going to write a song, if you're going to say something, make sure it's something worth saying. And then part two of that is, when making, I guess, compositional decisions, and especially for you guys being like a symphonic metal band, I'm sure it's kind of one of the conversations you guys have a lot is, does this serve the song? And if so, sweet. If not, cut it. So yeah, that's my personal philosophy: honesty and serving the song and the story.
I totally agree. Like we wrote, for example, there's one song on our album which is now complete, and we have listened to it, and I literally burst into tears in one of the songs twice.
Yay!
Actually.
I love that feeling.
One of those songs was quite long. And then we gave it to the producer, and he was like, nah, cutting all of this out, and then kind of rearranging it and sent it back to us, and we just went, oh, yeah, okay. That's how
fresh that it is always helps.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And to quote him, and I didn't actually think of phrasing it in such a simplistic way, which now I borrowed and I use at school when I'm trying to teach students this concept. About how, less is more. But there were too many sections in some of our songs, or too many bits where even he was just like, but why though?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we fall into the same trap.
And I didn't actually like it. I've never actually
Yeah.
thought about phrasing it like that. So even when I'm trying to teach composition at school, if there's just a bit, if this is just a section to a kid's song, I'm like, are you just trying to show off here, or is it suiting the song? So I'll say like, you know, it is, but why though? And I feel like sometimes it gets to them as well. So I hope that.
No, it's a great question. And funnily enough, we had, you know, we've pre-Rona, you know, kind of starting the pre-production phase for our second album, we had much the same chat with a producer who had seen the copious number of tracks in one particular song. It's like, but why are there 160 tracks in this song? We're like, oh, because there's an orchestra. But why though?
Yeah.
Great question.
But why not?
So, yeah.
Also,
well, exactly. Anthony and I are slaves to a but why not? And so, you know, it's nice to have someone go, no, you don't need that. Like, you don't need 15 different choirs, all on different canyon ledges around the Grand Canyon. I don't know, whatever it is.
But
yeah.
playing devil's advocate and also playing the devil because I'm the why not guy.
It's a fun role to play.
Jordan has, what is it, almost 700 vocal layers on the album?
Altogether, yeah.
Altogether?
I love that though. Okay, I see your 700 Jordan Von Gra.
Von Gra!
We're going to make it 703 vocal layers on the album. Because, you know, the joy of it being is it's usually a one or a two man choir with myself and Anthony.
Yeah.
A lot of what we've done in the past. So I feel that.
Also, Anthony actually sings on the record too.
Yeah, Anthony and Lucas. And our new bass man, Joseph, who's trapped down in Melbourne land. He's an amazing singer as well. And, you know, absolutely wonderful addition to the band of late. Not that we've had a chance to really... You know, he came up for one rehearsal before the tour would have kicked off, and we had a couple of shows prior to the tour, as you know, as you guys kind of said, you know, warming up the set essentially. And then that all got scrapped, and he's been trapped in Melbourne ever since. But he's been sending us through, you know, demo tracks and vocal demos and stuff like that. So it's nice to have, you know, that kind of four-pronged vocal attack in a live show moving forward, which is pretty cool.
For sure.
Kayla just asked, I guess we can both answer this. Like, how are you going to do those layers live, backing track, or well,
Jerry and I sing live.
it'll be a mixture. It'll be a mixture of, it might be a mix.
You sing live, I sing live, and backing tracks.
Yeah, because some sections, like it's no secret. Like some sections.
Hey, George's watching.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, some sections we have, backing vocals mixed with our live singing just to add that thickened texture. But there are some sections where we sing live where it's just, say, Mishka and I singing, just backing up Jordan. So, but if it's just to fatten up a chorus, it'll just be live singing backing vocals with the backing track. So, short answer, both. Kayla, yeah, mixture of live
all
singing.
All three.
Yeah. Can you go back to the question document?
Here is this side.
Oh, you're going too far down.
Oh,
you missed.
I'm good at going down.
You missed all the questions.
Heard you are quite a cunning linguist, Mishka.
I am a cunning linguist.
What has been your best experience as a musician so far?
Besides the cliche playing in front of fans.
Yeah, I don't know. It's there's been, again, I feel very lucky to have, you know, found my way into this amazing group, the artists formerly known as Valhalla. There's been, like, I don't know, it's just been one of those bands that through these guys I've been able to tick so many like personal, you know, like bucket list things. Like, I mean, first time we ever played our headline show, like first ever headline show that we booked ourselves, did all the promo for, was our album launch back in 2017. And, you know, it's one of those things where you hope, you know, maybe 50 people will rock up so that you can, you know, pay the venue fee, whatever, and pay the support bands and sing. And then that show sold out. And so you're playing, you know, a 350 or whatever it was capacity show. And not only that, but the first time that people were singing back, like singing word, like, again, back to the Across the Frozen Ocean thing. I just remember, like, because you guys are probably much the same, not to say that you don't enjoy shows, but you kind of get in tunnel vision, the show happens and you blink and suddenly you're backstage and it's happening. You're like, oh, like what happened? But that was one of those moments that I remember just tearing up on stage and like just popping, you know, an in-ear monitor out and just standing during the last chorus of Across the Frozen Ocean, just having a room full of people singing, a song that we'd written and words that I'd been able to contribute to a song back at you. Like it was I got weepy on stage. It was pretty lame, but it was just like a whole shit. This could be a thing.
Yeah. I definitely know the feeling. I've been there. Like the Crowbar show that we did, just playing Solaris, and at the very end. And you were there. I remember you were just like...
I was
you were front row centre. You were front row centre, which is amazing. But you can confirm, I think just... Like if you ask me the same question, I think so far it would have been just having... I don't think any of them are... I don't know if any of them are tuning in right now, but like just having my close circle of friends like right in front of me, because they always stand right in front of me. On like where I'm sitting on stage and just
I've seen the Jerry Squad in force on a couple of occasions.
But just I think knowing that some of my friends, God love them, don't particularly listen to metal, and that's all right. I know that it doesn't. It's definitely not for everyone, but watching them sing even just that chorus of that song just with me, and like that just I think that was that got me right here.
Oh, how wholesome is this moment?
You got me right there. So
I don't know, but I don't know if you guys are kind of much the same, because you are such a beautiful, beautiful band. Like again, to the people watching at home, I cannot stress enough that these guys are genuinely one of my like all-time favorite bands, and we happen to be mates and be able to talk shit to each other on Messenger of a day. It's mind blowing.
It doesn't work.
Big words.
Where's I going with this? Oh yeah, but are you guys a band that finds, with as you were saying there, Jerry, like with your friends who don't necessarily listen to metal as much, that you guys are quite palatable, for lack of a better term, to the non-metal listeners? Because that's a lot of feedback we get. It's like, oh wow, you're heading, and then suddenly there's an acoustic tin whistle part, and you're in a forest, and people go, oh, that's not metal.
Actually, same. Because a lot of the feedback, it's just with the singles that we've been releasing lately. I've had a lot of acquaintances, friends, comment, sharing it, and I say to them, "Oh, I didn't know you listen to metal." Me probably just wrongly assuming that they don't listen to metal, but then they come back and then they're like, "Oh, but we don't." But for some reason, I really like your band. So, without tooting our own horn, I think we are lucky enough to be just on that.
On the cusp
of where we can... What's the word I'm looking for?
We definitely fall into a bunch of different genres and subgenres.
Yeah, but we can appeal to people that...
It's melodic.
Yeah, and we can appeal to... Like, even to some of my colleagues, some like older colleagues at work. Like, much older colleagues. And they definitely don't listen to metal, but, like, I've had a few people just say, like, your music's emotional, so I can zone out to it. Or it helped me get over the shit kids of the day. And I was like, oh, thank you. So...
I showed my grandparents a couple of our songs, and they were just sitting there like, really? You wrote this? I'm like, the band wrote this. And they're like, this is not somebody else's song. And I'm like, this is not somebody else's song. They're like, I'm so impressed. And I'm like, really? You like this music? They're like, yeah, because there's so many elements. Like, my grandparents are in the late 80s, and they listen to classical music. And we incorporate so much classical music. Maybe not the same way, but, we incorporate a lot of the instruments that they are used to hearing. And then that kind of resonates with them. Like, oh, I can hear the melodies. And the stuff they don't know about, they're like, oh, I don't like the screaming, and I don't like the heavy guitars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But everything else, they're like, beautiful. Love it.
Yeah.
Completely,
I think that's the only bit that some of my friends get a bit like, oh, the screaming's a bit much, but yeah, they can handle all
for sure.
All the rest, which is really good. Sorry, I'll go back to the chat. Someone is blaming us for their red wine hangover tomorrow.
Zombie 86.
Lex Zombie Soz. I'm probably gonna have a red wine hangover tomorrow as well.
Well, I just finished my bottle, and I'm considering texting the housemates to bring me bottle number 2.
Hold on, your housemates are your bandmates.
Yeah, and why are they not there with you right now?
Does Anthony and Sophie?
I don't know. I got the invite.
But by the way, does your wristband say "be a little bitch"?
It says, great question. It says "don't be a little bitch."
Oh, really? Because I just see "be a little." Oh, okay. There's the don't. God,
don't be a little bitch. And on the other side, it says "champions dominate." And you know who gave me this? Bloody Adam, the legend that we were talking about earlier.
Adam Sauna.
Adam Sauna.
Adam Sauna Strupek.
That's his.
Adam.
Get on my Facebook
and add Adam Sauna.
No, like later. We'll add Adam Sauna later. Message Anthony. Message Anthony, say, get the fucking Lachlan's room.
Well, he's there. He can just scream really loud or text him.
Give us a Viking metal.
They're probably enjoying some alone couple time without, the house tick, burrowing into their necks.
Fine.
Their loss.
I'm going to be very trendy. I'll send them a text.
Excellent.
See
trendy.
If nothing else, if anything else, I need more wine. So
So come in
here and ruin my beautiful dark aesthetic by opening the door with the lights. But fine.
Shit, we have less than just under 20 minutes left. Haven't gotten through. Cool. All right, let's power through these next through.
Let's power through them. I'm waffling.
Right, no, it's great. It's great. So what has been your biggest challenge with being a musician?
The everyday urge to quit. And
I feel that.
I'm
been there.
I think everyone's been there. I'm lucky enough to not have a day job, and so when people say, "What do you do?" I get to say that I'm a full-time musician.
Now I don't know that.
Yeah, I'm one of the very, very lucky few who, between Valhalla and Slips and the corporate stuff, and doing theatre stuff occasionally, I managed to, do that. And so every day it's just that whole thing of, am I good enough, and should I just become an investment banker and get a real job and cut my hair?
Don't do that.
That's the biggest challenge.
Don't do that.
We've just had Caitlin in our chat say, can they come say, hey, I'd like to meet more cool people.
Are we not good enough for you, Caitlin?
Well, text.
Yeah, well, okay, we're not good enough apparently, that's fine.
Yeah.
They haven't seen it.
I think for me, my biggest challenge being a musician is constantly feeling like I'm not good enough. I'm a big fan of learning pieces that are way out of my league, pieces that I don't even see people playing. They've just kind of been programmed in, and I watch the computer play it. I'm just like, I'm gonna do that, and then I sit there and I'm like, I hate myself. I'm so bad at this. I can't play piano. What the fuck am I doing?
I think mine's falling in the trap of comparing. So I try to follow a lot of Instagram musicians that I just stumble upon. There are some great guitarists that I've just notice on Instagram that I follow. No idea who the fuck they are, or I don't really talk to them, but I just follow them because I like their videos. And sometimes I'll just get I'll upset myself because I'll watch their videos because they're better than me, and then I'm like,
The amount of times because my keyboard, my workstation is right next to my little studio setup. I'll turn it on and I'll watch a video of somebody playing. I'm like, oh, that sounds amazing.
Why doesn't mine sound like that?
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll play for 5 minutes, and then I'll just turn the keyboard off, and I'm like, fuck this. Let's go watch forward driving videos or something.
That's literally that Simpsons episode when Homer is trying to build the barbecue.
The barbecue? Why doesn't mine
like that? Le grill! What the heck is that? How's your father going with our barbecue? I think he's doing alright. They just hear him scream.
Oh my god.
Oh, fucking hell.
We got a bunch of comments all at once. You're living the dream. This is about quitting. No, don't ever. You're living the dream for people who are not musically talented. I didn't say that. I've been there. Caitlin's got her first gig coming up, which is very exciting.
Right. Yeah, good on Caitlin.
Congratulations.
Have fun with that. That's cool.
Beethoven probably thought he was shit as well. I doubt it.
And Kayla, read Kayla's comment out.
Kayla said, as someone who is studying live music and production in theatre, it's given me a real insight into the world of not knowing what's next. That's always scary, but there are so many more moments that outweigh that.
Completely.
That's a good point.
Wise words, Kayla. Cryptic Kayla.
Cryptic Kayla. Hashtag Cryptic Kayla. Hashtag Mo for Jez.
Oh, it's back.
It's not fucking happening.
Hashtag Mo for Jez. Spam that.
Hashtag Mo for Jez. I'm getting close to the camera because I'm serious. Hashtag Mo for Jez.
Jesus Christ.
Well, there's no like button anymore.
Yeah, so you can't smash that like button, but you know what you can do? Smash that follow button, or you can donate. You can donate, and I may consider every dollar. Every dollar is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have. Sorry to interrupt. We have a very special guest.
Yes. Wait.
I have wine delivery.
Where's
it's Anthony Willis. Have an earbud, buddy. That's
Ready.
Welcome to Red Wine Wednesday with us. Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. It's Anthony Willis.
You're gonna do that.
that. You're gonna do that every time you introduce your show. Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, every single time.
Live every time.
Anthony, wait, point.
I love it.
Point to that way. Anthony Willis, everyone, from the guitarist and songwriter.
He's right there.
He's right there. He's right
The
there. That one.
mastermind.
That
I
one.
get to do the interviews, but he does all the hard work and the heavy lifting.
Yeah, he just makes the work look pretty.
Several people in the chat just went like,
We're getting a lot of yas.
We're getting a lot of yasses and
Hell
yeah.
Definitely ass worthy. Do you want to pull up half a seat or take a knee or
A
something?
bunch of
I'll
these.
take a knee for
Sit
you.
on,
mate.
sit on his
I'll
lap.
take a knee for you.
How good is this? Yeah, the joy.
Sit on his lap, wait for the first thing to pop up. Right?
Oi.
That's what I do with
This is the
stand-up.
best first episode
Sorry,
of
I don't
season
know
2
what
ever.
it is.
Best, yes.
Not children.
Okay.
Not your students.
Good.
Fortunately.
Very good.
Oh yeah,
Anyway.
I forget Anthony's a teacher. We could have both of our sets of students watching this right now.
Holy moly.
Oh.
Mine would be severely underage.
Severe.
Oh, because you're primary school, aren't you? I keep forgetting.
I am primary, yeah.
Ah, and what does Sophie do? Primary or high school?
She does everything, man.
Oh,
Her grades are 4 to 12, and she's got like two-ish students. I don't know how she does it.
She's the most
Oh.
insanely hardworking person I think I've ever met. Like it's kind of scary, and the fact that she does that, then is in our crazy little band as well. It's just like
That's nuts.
time management. Time management. You can do anything if you put your mind to it.
I'm really good at sleeping. I dedicate a lot of time to it. Time management.
Yeah. Good job. Oh, here we go. This look what this is good. Look. Fucking say that. I can't say that.
Which one? This one?
That one.
This one?
The,
What advice?
The next question.
Oh.
This next question is
We're being
good.
very corona friendly and sharing wine, but that's alright.
Well, okay, so obviously
we live
We
together.
live together.
they live together.
Yeah, they live together.
If I've got corona, you've got corona.
Yeah, we can't go anywhere until we get our test results back. That's what we're doing at the moment. We're actually in 3 days of isolation.
Oh fuck.
Oh, my.
That sucks.
Well, speaking of isolation, obviously the music industry is facing some big challenges at the moment. What do you feel is the biggest challenge to the music industry from your perspective?
Just the biggest challenge, I think, the obvious one is just live shows and returning to some sense of normal. Especially, well, I mean, not even necessarily for heavy bands, but like just getting, hundreds of people in a space at once. I think in terms of recording and stuff, technology is at a point where everyone can kind of, with a laptop and a bit of willpower do pretty much anything nowadays, but you can't do a live show from your bedroom, not to like a full crowd, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that to me is the immediate thing, and hoping that venues will survive this and be able to come out the other side to put shows on again whenever that will be. Yeah.
Yeah, because even if we get the laws lifted so we can play gigs, as long as there's places to play those gigs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, if it comes down to it and we have to play seated shows next year,
that's meh.
we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
I mean, we were lucky enough to play 2 seated shows over the weekend just gone, on Saturday just gone, and that was a really very interesting experience, and it was an opportunity for us to kind of do a different show format than we normally would. It was a fully acoustic headline set, and we got to do 2 shows in one night to limited capacity crowds, and it was interesting. We were actually at the venue that we had that album launch that I mentioned earlier. It was the first time we'd played there in about 3 years, so it was a nice little, I don't know, coming home situation, but very different, minus a mosh pit and with 70 people in white lawn chairs and, no drum kit on stage. So
Which made it heaps bigger.
Heaps bigger.
Which was good.
We could actually
Move.
and sit down for an hour.
I want to say move.
Move around, just do lots of, as I said to the crowd at the time, just lots of aggressive shoulders because, you all have to stay
Yeah, right.
apart. Yeah.
So that's you guys did 2 shows because I think you sold out the first one within the first couple of days or something.
Yeah.
Something like
that. Yeah, it was
That's
it
very
was pretty
exciting.
cool. I don't know, it was
The hands.
the tiny hands prevail.
What hands?
Yeah.
I saw this ad for tiny hands, and you could attach them to a chicken and give the chicken. I'll find it for you, man.
Well, I can just attach them to Jerry. It's the same size.
Yeah.
Oh wow, are you Michelangelo Badio? Singing your 4 guitar solos? That's amazing.
That's actually funny you mentioned him because I just watched him on another Twitch streamer. What's his name? Oh my god, the guitarist of Dragon Force, Herman Lee. Herman Lee's a Twitch streamer, and he had Michelangelo on, and they were talking about these ones and playing left-handed and reverse, and it was just insane. That guy's a monster, and he's got the what is it? Is it Dee Dee Ramone haircut?
Yeah, like the box fringe and he's still rocking it like 40 years later or whatever. It's cool, man. Speed kills.
I'll say it. Speed kills.
We've all watched that DVD, well, VHS cassette.
We got #aggressive shoulders going on. Right now.
#aggressive shoulders.
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah, because I was like, you all can't mosh, but we want you to dance somehow.
What about like,
but
but what's if you have aggressive shoulders? What's like sad shoulders, or what's surprise shoulders?
It's just like a slump.
You fall over.
Like
I think surprise shoulders is like just one where you kind of stop.
One, one shoulder up.
Or like it's more like the one movement, whereas aggressive shoulders is you're grooving with it. If you can see that, I think.
Remember one time you got everyone to stand up and do a big stretch, and like I think I heard some people audibly go, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Just tell that some people were just not there to move, Yeah,
because you get like different acoustic setting, different kind of crowd, I guess, to normal, which was nice, but obviously the smattering of familiar faces. I don't know. I think that's kind of the nice point of where we are at a band is going to shows and seeing people in the crowd and not recognizing the vast majority of them. I think that's pretty cool.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I went. I really wish I went. But hopefully there'll be more. I mean, since this one was obviously super successful, maybe you do acoustic shows just for the fuck of it.
Yeah, well, it's something because we did. The reason it kind of came about, again, long anecdote, but we did an acoustic set to open our end of year kind of heavy show back in December, which was the last show we played actually. It was like, literally end of last year. And it was just like a 20-minute kind of short set as people were coming in before the opening act, and people frothed it. And so we went, it would be cool if we could put enough material together to do a headline show version of it. And sure enough, the venue was there and they approached us, and magic happened and it all came together, and it was a really cool night. And hopefully we'll be able to share some of it with you all very, very soon through the wonders of the internet.
That would be so cool. Now, speaking of people that are watching, what advice would you give to our viewers who are aspiring musicians or are thinking about getting into it?
Just fucking do it.
Pretty much.
If your heart's in it, money's money. Whatever, it exists, it's a thing, it's a factor, but if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, or more to the point, you work every day of your life because you love it. So that's my advice. This is the fella who, has a very responsible and wonderful, adult career, and I'm just the long-haired yahoo who lives in his house. So
borrowed in like the little tick he is.
Yes.
Does that make us the equivalent? I'm the responsible adult and you're like the...
Ticks have better beards. #beards for ticks. #mo for jazz.
Beards for ticks.
I mean,
that sounds like the most fucked hashtag.
Ticks with dicks.
Ticks with dicks. Dicks with ticks. No, don't get that.
Do not Google
that. Sounds like a
anybody watching.
I think that's Jerry's next tattoo.
Ticks with
dicks.
Ticks with
a tick with
Alright, Jerry, here's an actual challenge for you. Let's put out some sort of audience-decided competition, and next time that you're either up here or I'm down there, we'll get matching tattoos of something ridiculous. There you go.
Yeah. Do you have any space left?
Brand that how you will.
Yeah,
I'm holding
got my back and both my legs.
Your bump.
And my bum.
What you're about to...
Tattoo his name on your
You're about to tell him you're going to get matching tick with dick?
Yeah, matching.
We'll get matching tick with dick tattoos, right behind, on your neck where, you would get a tick. And it's just a tick with a massive phallus. Anyway.
Wow.
Back to the...
Wow.
Back to the stream.
What about, how, I'm thinking tick like a, like an affirmation type tick?
Like a...
But it's just a dick.
Like the Nike
like a dick tick.
That suits your branding more, and I feel like, that's cool.
A tick dick.
That
makes a lot of sense.
Like you said, like the Nike.
It's a tick dick.
It'll be about this big.
Me do my
kickflip on my tick. This is... You asked why he wasn't on the stream? Because we would just talk the same amount of shit, and your viewers have to put up with it for an hour.
I'm sorry.
I died.
Oh, that broke me.
I died. Wow, you just gave me some You guys have a lot of piss ass, you know that?
Have a lot of piss ass.
Pizzazz. Holy shit.
God damn. Oh, we've got 5 minutes
We've got 5 minutes left of our first season. Oh.
Should we jump through some of these?
Let's jump through the speed dating.
This is going to be for both of you guys.
No. Oh, for both of us. Yes.
Man.
I can tell Anthony to fuck off. You know, he didn't get an invite.
I can go.
Alright.
No, we want you. Alright. Okay.
Man for you all night.
Let's see. Let's start with... What's the most cringeworthy outfit you've ever worn?
So many. I dressed up as a very overweight Frankenfurter for my 18th.
Oh my god. Kayla's favourite movie
guns.
is Rocky Horror, actually. And mine.
It's a classic film. I look good in fishnets and heels.
I wear red hair daily. So.
Wow.
Self-burn.
Self-burn. Those are rare.
Those are rare.
2%, baby. 2%.
2%. Bless up.
What? Did you just do these ones?
Okay.
Got you.
Alright, next question. What do you wear when you sleep?
Nothing.
Whoa!
Also,
Ticks with
also
dicks.
nothing.
Ticks the dicks.
It takes with dicks.
What
Dicks.
is your go-to karaoke song?
I hate karaoke with a passion.
But why?
But why not?
This sounds fucking wanky, but it's like, because singing's my job. It's like if you're a chef getting asked to cook for people.
I get it.
You know, it's not that I don't enjoy it. When I go, I happily sit and watch others do it.
Alright. What's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
All of the stress dreams leading up to the weekend shows just gone for the past month.
I get this.
The ones where I die constantly and I'm in some sort of elaborate duel heist with my mother.
What?
She's a master criminal. That's amazing. Classic Mum and Eat. Shout out to Jenny. Jenny.
What is your biggest guilty pleasure?
Run that by me one more time.
What is your biggest guilty pleasure?
That I know far too many Spice Girls lyrics than I probably do.
I love that.
And just last one, just in the interest of time, what is the last TV show you binge watched?
Umbrella Academy Season 2.
Ooh, I haven't seen that yet.
It's amazing. Get around it if you haven't. It's a fantastic show. And the fact that it was written by Gerard Way.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a big fan of Klaus.
I am also a big fan of Klaus.
Yeah, he's pretty good looking. I'll give him that.
Same.
Yes. Well.
Okay, well I'm budget Klaus. I'm Klaus on a bad day.
Budget Klaus.
Klaus's entire life is on a bad day, though, right?
Oh, I love that. Well, whilst we wrap it up.
Yeah.
So if those
2 minutes.
That's all right. We're not going to get cancelled like we do on Instagram.
Oh shit, son.
True.
We could go for
You guys could go for longer.
We could.
Let's see how long we can stretch this.
I have a 2-hour drive home.
stream.
Oh, big shit. No, we don't do
Twitch,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on Twitch.
Should just go till when you end it.
Yeah.
Oh, but I have work tomorrow.
Scheduled programming. These guys
got
are very
work.
responsible.
Time management, Jethro.
Not everyone can be in
I had
home
work.
isolation.
What's the time?
It's like a 10-ish.
It's
really?
1 to 10.
It's
It's only 1 to 10, Jez.
And we have I had a stroke. I had a stroke. We have a strict 1 hour program. So this is where we start to wrap it up. So
Privacy is key.
Do you guys have anything coming up or any merch coming out or anything cool?
Yeah, quick plug of what's next in Valhalla for those that are tuning in. I'm not even just tuning in now because as mentioned before, this is getting saved. So yeah, what's next without maybe revealing too much. That's behind the
hard,
scenes.
there's a bunch of things that are really exciting that I don't think we're actually allowed to talk about.
Same.
Hopefully some more shows before the end of the year. Hopefully another single for you all. Hopefully. Watch this space.
Type
as soon as we know.
even though people should know it by now, but type Valhalla in the chat just in case people do spell it wrong.
Yep. That's for all of us pal hallows out here waiting for your music.
Hey!
Very good.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, it's 2200 exactly.
What?
Boom.
Oh, yeah. So, and with that, it's time to wrap up this week's Red Wine Wednesday first episode
of season 2.
Season 2.
Featuring Anthony and Lockie of the mighty Valhalla.
Thank you so much for having us, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us.
This was
Quick outro. Oh, we need to skull. Oh, look how much I have left.
No, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
I've already finished a bottle. Like, you've got nothing. Come on,
Okay,
guys.
ready? Oh.
Cheers. We'll see you all next Wednesday.
Okay.
Same time,
Next
same
Wednesday.
place.
Well,
Now
I
on
won't,
Twitch.
but-
Googly Google. Well done.
Oh, that was horrible.
Good night, everybody.
Quick, we need our outro music. Ready? Go. We totally prepared this.
Thanks
Is it
for
something
tuning in
different
to Rare Wild Wednesday, Rare Wild Wednesday. I can play guitar. Rare Wild Wednesday, Rare Wild Wednesday. And I can play guitar. Fuck off.